What's up guys, Scott here with Wandering the Wilderness, and I have another product review for you today. Today I'm going to be showing you the BestECH Knives Komodo. What I thought I'd do, a little buggy out here. We're in the 90 degrees, beginning August, or end of August, sorry. And was going to go ahead and get my Smudge Pot rolling. Get those mosquitoes and anything else away. So walked over here to this eastern red cedar. I'm going to use my knife here to collect some bark. Now I've carried this knife at work for a week or so. Right? See how it did. I've cut boxes and I've cut plastic bags and all kinds of stuff that you just, run into cutting while you're at work. And so then I'm coming out here and going to put it to work building a fire. Now I have built a couple fires with this, and I'll get into those features here in a little bit. But as you can tell, makes quick work of that cedar bark. I'm going to step over here to a river birch where I know where it is, and we're going to use this Komodo to collect some bark from it as well. I'm going to adjust the camera and I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, right here we got a nice river birch. Bark comes off a little better when they're younger and that more papery type bark, but it'll still work for the Smudge Pot. Shoving the blade tip in those layers where the cracks are in the river birch, prying it up, pulling it out. Alright, quick work of that. We're going to go back over to base camp and prepare the Smudge Pot and use this nice knife to process everything and to get the fire rolling. Stick with me. Alright guys, before I get into making this Smudge Pot, just wanted to show you this knife. Alright, so BestECH Knives supplied me with this knife here. It is the Komodo. It is BG26C. Right? So I've had it for a little over a week now. Been quite impressed. I'm not a huge pocket knife or folder type guy. I tend to always have a large belt knife, full tang. It's just my preference. But belt knives definitely, or folding knives definitely have their place. I've used this one at work and has become my everyday carry. Alright, so as you take a look, I'll get a little closer. It has looks like a linen micarta scales. It's a nice design on it. I like the bright orange. If I drop it, easy to see it. Has a pretty sturdy belt clip. The retention on it is crazy. It's not something I feel like is going to bend out real easy, and I've had cheap pocket knives do that, or folders. A couple of features about this one that I really like. All right, number one, right here in the front, where the back of the blade, where you're going to end up putting your thumb, is rounded, so it's going to be more comfortable on your thumb while you're using it when you're going to put that pressure. Another thing I really like about the Komodo is this half of the blade has been ground right there, taking away some of that roundness on the ridge, but it adds a 90-degree angle. This knife flips very easily open with a little pressure here, and then you have the lock underneath. I also like that it has a little bit of a belly, a little bit of a swoop. It tends to be with knives that have a belly or a swoop, they tend to cut very well. This thing has been razor sharp. since they sent it to me. And again, like I said, I have used it at work for over a week now. D2 steel, I've been quite impressed with it. I really like that sweep and how it feels in the hand. All right, so this is what we're going to use to process the materials for our smudge pot. All right, you've seen our mess of birch bark as well as our cedar. So take your cedar, obviously everybody knows this by now, you expose it, get all the nice fine fibers showing, right? Want it to look like a bird nest, right? So then fat wood, take my knife, and it's just shaving those curls off. I mean, thin. And really, when you're trying to get a ferro rod fire going, those thin little curls, what's going to get it going for you. All right, then close the knife, hit your safety, close it at 90 degrees. Here's where it comes in handy, right? Shave those crazy fine fibers off with that fat wood. All right, I'm gonna collect all that together in a nice little dime size section. I'm gonna go ahead and trim off a couple of bigger curls, get a little more length out of the fire and the burn time. All right, put those to the side. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to break this down into fourths. Or we'll just say small sticks. All right. Now, we have our coffee tin, punched holes lower down. All right. We have our bird nest. I'll put all my fat wood, fine shavings, and all that good stuff right there in the bird's nest. I'm gonna put my birch bark in the bottom of my smudge pot. I'll close my blade. Benefit of the folder is I can close my blade, and when I'm striking my rod, I'm not going to cut myself, and I have done that. All right, put your ferro rod right on your fat wood shavings and use that 90-degree section right there on the spine. Alright. Oh, she went out on me. That ain't the knife's fault, that's mine. Anyway, give her another go. As you can see, it's doing a great job throwing sparks. Alright, turn it up. Throw that in the smudge pot on top of the birch bark. Alright, now, what really gets the smudge pot going, alright, is going to be that punk wood. Punk wood's going to be that crappy old wood, especially punk pine. It almost feels like a styrofoam just about. It's just been termited up, been out here in the woods. You can see that it'll start to just crumble. It almost feels like a styrofoam. and then you can put that punk wood on top of all that cedar and birch bark and all that. You can even crumble it up a little bit. Give it a couple blows to get those embers going. You can even grab your pot and give her one of these. Alright, really the idea behind the smudge pot is to generate a lot of smoke that the insects don't want to be flying in and don't want to be around. So natural pest control out here. The smoke's going to help keep them away. It also helps you when you're going to your next fire. This is a great way to carry fire to your next location. Alright, you can always throw in a couple little pieces of that wood, but that punky wood is really what's going to keep those embers rolling. So anyway, again, this BestECH Knives Komodo, very impressed with it. It can process kindling, can process tinder, strikes a ferro rod, can do those fine scrapings on the back of with fat wood, but also is round right here in this area, so it doesn't really put any, you don't have any pain or hot spots on the thumb from using it. All right, you see me baton a little through a piece of fat wood. I mean, folder's not, no knife is really made for batoning, but if you had to do some small stuff, I feel comfortable with this. With all that being said, BestECH Knives Komodo, I love it. Works great for the outdoorsman, great everyday carry, something to have on you at work. If you had to go hiking or backpacking, this would be a nice knife to carry in your pocket. It will do all those fine tasks that you need around camp. Holds its edge very well, especially for a week's worth of cutting cardboard and plastic bags and things like that. Holds its edge great to process fat wood. Let me take a piece here. Oh, I got it just to show you guys these ultra fine curls that I'm able to get off with this edge geometry. It does look like it would be considered a full flat grind with the secondary bevel. And that secondary bevel is razor sharp. There you go. I mean, crazy. So, anyway, BestECH Knives, go check them out. I'm going to put the link in the description box. Great EDC. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless.